Hi, Jonathan York from Bay Financial Partners, looking at investment markets. Inflation certainly seems to be under control now in the US, printing down at a 3-year low. So CPI coming in at 2.9 and PPI coming in at 2.2. So that appears to have cleared the way now for the Fed to start cutting interest rates in September. Because certainly the term rates have started to fall, 10 years down at 385 and the 2 years down at 394. Now again, quite interesting because you look sort of a couple of months ago and those numbers were trading well above that. 10-year was sort of above 450 and the 2-year was well above 5%. So the US economy is still sort of reasonably robust. It's pushing along at a pretty good rate. Certainly a lot of the heat has come out of the employment market, and that's sort of helping to bring down inflation. Now on the political front, it's really quite interesting in the presidential election campaigns because Trump appears to be falling behind in some of the key battleground states. At present, he doesn't seem to have an answer to Kamala Harris, who seems to be polling pretty well. He sort of got on the personal attack, which many of the senior Republicans have told him to sort of round back on that and sort of just try and get the sort of Republican policies out there. Now, oil's traded a little bit higher after really a pretty major sell-off down to sort of 75 bucks. Currently trading around 77.40 and change. Now in the UK, a little bit of good news there. Unemployment fell down to 4.2 from 4.4, but the inflation data, the CPI data coming out of the UK, showed a slight bump there, increased to 2.2 from 2%. So potentially does that sort of scuttlebutt the Bank of England's next sort of rate cut? Because certainly it'll be hard for them to justify cutting rates when inflation is starting to increase a little bit. That's a similar case with the ECB as well. Latest round of EU inflation, that was up slightly. And it's just going to be interesting to see what impact the Olympic Games has had on that, because certainly there are a lot of people in France obviously spending money, pushing prices up a little bit. But also as well, Europe's sort of battling some pretty major fires out there, most noticeably in Greece. Now in Australia, after the sort of hawkish comments came out of the RBA, with potentially not looking for any rate cuts in Australia until mid-2025. Now here in New Zealand, a major sort of turnaround from the Reserve Bank, cutting interest rates by 0.25%. Now, if you remember back in May, they were saying they weren't looking at any sort of rate change until sort of mid-2025. So that's a pretty major U-turn. I mean, certainly inflation is falling out there, but also as well, obviously, the economy is under severe pressure out there and, really struggling. But potentially what's more interesting is that the sort of projections now for interest rates here in New Zealand looks like a sort of a cut almost every meeting now until sort of the end of 2025. Now, obviously, that will be data dependent, but if that is the case, then potentially we're looking at sort of a 25 basis point cut at most meetings now over the next sort of 12 months. Now, that will certainly be welcome relief to mortgage owners out there. Obviously, savers on the term deposit sort of suffer the other way because interest rates will come down. But it'll be interesting to see what impact it has on the housing market as well. And net migration numbers, they were sort of falling. That all helps take a little bit of pressure out of the economy as well. Although tourism numbers were holding up. So if you are looking for income options, go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz for lots of interesting articles, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.